Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Cowboys updated cap space after NFL confirms 2025 number will skyrocket. The Dallas Cowboys still have some salary cap problems to figure out, but their issues, which we'll circle back to in just a moment, aren't quite as bleak as initially expected. While the NFL's new league year, yes, they capitalize it, doesn't officially begin until March 12 at 4 p.m. Eastern, which is the exact same date and time the free agency, that one as well, signing period opens, the league has provided all 32 clubs of the projected salary cap range for the 2025 season. And just as things have gone in each of the last 3 years, the figure has once again substantially increased. In 2021, the cap number was $182.5 million, which was actually an 8% decrease from the previous season. The reasoning there, though, was understandable, as the massive drop in overall attendance during the COVID-19 pandemic led to reduced revenues in 2020. Since then, however, the cap has risen considerably, bumping up to $208.2 million in 2022, $224.8 million in 2023, and $255.4 million this past season. While the final 2025 figure has yet to be officially established, the NFL told teams that it will be somewhere between $277.5 million and $281.5 million, which is higher than expected. The Dallas Cowboys will have roughly $2.5 million in salary cap space heading into the new league year. With the fine folks at Over the Cap splitting the difference and projecting the 2025 salary cap at $279.5 million, the Cowboys would have $2,471,944 in cap space heading into the new league year. We're not capitalizing, so they're all set to be compliant on March 12, albeit not by much. But that's only because of the unexpected increase. With prior estimates being $272.5 million, America's team would have been on the wrong side of the threshold if not for the elevated figure. Even with rolling over nearly $20 million in 2024 in used cap space, the 2025 cap hits of the 54 players on the offseason roster combined with the dead money on the books would have still had the Cowboys in the red. And that's not a place you want to be, as that involves being forced to restructure contracts or release players to become cap compliant before the new league year starts. Otherwise, the NFL will legit start removing players from your roster for you now. Despite having only about $2.5 million in cap space at the moment, the Cowboys could create anywhere from $60 to $100 million more with certain releases and restructures. And now that they're on the right side of the threshold, they've got more time to work those things out before they start signing more players. Cowboys predicted to replace future Hall of Famer with former Pro Bowler. The Dallas Cowboys are facing several roster shakeups during the 2025 NFL offseason, with 25 players set to hit free agency. Among them is future Hall of Fame guard Zach Martin. Martin's future remains up in the air, with rumors that he could be considering retirement. If Dallas and Martin part ways, there could be an affordable replacement for Dallas waiting in the wings. According to Pro Football Network, Dallas could look to replace Martin with former Pro Bowler Kevin Zeitler. Zeitler, who spent last season with the Detroit Lions, brings veteran experience that the team would be missing with Martin's departure and could provide a temporary fix while the Cowboys search for a long-term answer along the line. When the Cowboys' offense has been at its best, it has been backed by a strong offensive line. As a direct replacement for Martin, Kevin Zeitler would very much help them do that as he comes off a season playing against a very good Detroit Lions offensive line, the article reads. Zeitler would be a short-term fix, but the Cowboys' cap situation means they are likely unable to get involved in the conversation for the top free agents at each position. By addressing the offensive line with an affordable option in free agency, the Cowboys could shift their attention in the NFL draft to best player available or focus on adding a playmaker on either side of the ball. Dallas needs to address some holes in the trenches, so a low-risk, high-reward Zeitler could be the perfect fit. Cowboys predicted to cut ties with four-time Pro Bowler after just one season. The Dallas Cowboys did not have the season they expected in 2024. Their roster could look very different as they look to fix their salary cap situation this offseason. The Cowboys are currently projected to be $2.8 million over the salary cap, according to Spotrac. They will likely lose some free agents to other teams and will have to make cuts. According to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, the team already knows that Zach Martin will not be back after he announced his retirement. While predicting other Cowboys players who would not be back, Fansided Zachary Rotman predicted Dalvin Cook would not be re-signed. The 2024 Cowboys could not run the ball for much of the season, wrote Rotman. Dallas ranked 27th overall, averaging just 100.3 rushing yards per contest. That wasn't Dalvin Cook's fault, but he very clearly was never the solution in the backfield for Dallas. The Cowboys brought him in as depth to their subpar running back room, and let's just say, there was a reason he was available when he was signed. Cook was coming off a year to forget with the New York Jets and the Baltimore Ravens, and wound up barely getting used by the Cowboys even with their rushing woes. Cook was once one of the best running backs in the NFL. He is a 4-time Pro Bowler and a 4-time 1,000-yard rusher. However, he is no longer the player he was for the Minnesota Vikings. Last season, he signed with the Cowboys practice squad. He appeared in just 2 games and had 20 rushing yards. His inability to create a role on one of the league's worst rushing attacks speaks volumes. And are you a fan? What do you think of Dalvin Cook's exit? Leave your opinion in the comments.